Greetings, tax tip lovers, and welcome to this week's top 5 tax fixes in just 5 minutes. Come, gather round people to ponder the two questions I get asked more than any others. What tax planning is allowed, and what constitutes tax avoidance? Well, in one way or another, taxpayers have to plan their tax affairs to plan their life or develop their business strategy. It's probably fair to say that all taxpayers are, to some extent, tax planners, as everyone has to take tax rules into account when making decisions. Rishi Sunak said in his March budget that £4 billion has been raised by cracking down on avoidance and evasion, terms which he and HMRC appear to deliberately use interchangeably. HMRC allows tax planning within the law, but just plain doesn't like tax avoidance. And while it regularly appears to argue opposite positions in adjacent courts of law, the tax authority usually wins. HMRC just launched investigations into 250 wealthy individuals and 23 businesses and has already carried out dawn raids on suspected furlough fraud offenders, so they're serious tax tippers. Britannia is waiving the rules, and when it suits, waiving the rules. And you need to take notice. So, what's the answer? Well, at Rethink.tax, we don't aim to avoid anything, but we do plan for everything. And we help you uncover every one of the tax efficiencies allowed by legislation. So let's take a look at the process for property owners Mrs. Robinson and Benjamin and her daughter Elaine. Okay, here we go with a little help from Paul Simon as we count down the top 5 steps to safe tax and the perfect night's sleep. Static at this week's number 5 is we'd like to know a little bit about you for our files. Life can be really simple, but society insists on making it complicated, and we have rules and regulators to comply with. We check everything for you, keep what works, fix what doesn't. To do our job properly, we need to walk in your shoes. So we start at the end and aim to align your resources with your goals, objectives, and aspirations. Down at this week's number 4 is we'd like to help you learn to help yourself. We deconstruct, analyze, strategize, and then reload your tax, retirement, and associated planning to aim to ensure you pay as little tax as legally possible. We help you reach and maintain a healthy, compliant tax position, then we aim to keep it that way. Just inside this week's top 3 is look around you, all you see are sympathetic eyes. Throughout our unique process, we'll be explaining in plain English what we're suggesting and why. Our team consists of fully qualified individuals from across the professions, and they're all working for you, or we'll work with your advisory team if we can. A new entry at this week's number 2 is stroll around the grounds until you feel at home. Well, clients do things for their own reasons in their own time. So take as long as you want because you'll like the way you feel when this is done. Staying at number 1 is the all-time classic, and here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. So to summarize, we didn't avoid anything, and Mrs. Robinson has a fully tax compliant property structure which is not subject to capital gains tax or inheritance tax, and where rents roll up tax-free. One day she plans to pass her legacy IHT-free to her daughter Elaine, if she can find her, as she was last seen leaving town on a bus with Benjamin. If you haven't seen The Graduate with Dustin Hoffman, check out the clip below. So synergistically, Mrs. Robinson runs the enterprise she enjoys, secure in the knowledge that she takes advantage of every one of the tax efficiencies allowed by legislation. She practices safe tax and she sleeps well every night, knowing that she's fulfilling all her legal obligations. Okay, that's it. And as we listen to Beach Boys songs to remind us of memories we never had, it's time to let Brian Wilson have the last words on the Robinsons' planning. It seems the more we talk about it, only makes it worse to live without it. Of course, if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. Well, we make it easy and you should be doing it. It's time to take action to sort your property tax planning, and here's how. You can do nothing and stay in the exact same place and pay a shed load of tax unnecessarily, or you can follow the link above for a free Power Hour review with property tax experts who are ex PwC and ex HMRC, and will make your property tax planning like it was our own. And that's our take on avoiding tax avoidance and why we believe you need to take action, tax tippers. All right, stay bright. Catch you again for breakfast next week. Ta